Time now for some commentary by our senior analyst. We are joined by Mike Irwin and former Arkansas running back, a voice of the people, Peyton Hillis. Guys, Ryan Silverfield, he is the man for the job. This is a very difficult job. 2-10, Arkansas in the midst of a 10-game losing streak, the longest in program history. Peyton, I start with you. What kind of challenge lies ahead with Ryan Silverfield?
It's definitely an uphill battle for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of questions that are in the making right now that nobody knows. What kind of money is he going to get for the NIL? Who's he going to bring for a D coordinator? I still think there's a lot of questions with what conference he was in to see how successful he could be in the SEC. There's a lot of questions there, but hopefully we get some more answers in the future.
How disappointed are you in what this situation has become? And that is no commentary on Ryan Silverfield, but just that we're here. Another head coach. It's been a revolving door since Bobby Petrino left in 2012.
To me, it's just a system of losing, and it's a system of being choose to losing to me. I firmly feel that way. I don't know why that, it seems like everybody out there wants a winner, and we just do whatever we can to not get that. And we'll always settle for somebody coming up through the ranks to see if they can have a, proven or winning record there in the SEC. I really feel for the Razorback fans. And like you said, it's nothing against Silverfield. I hope he comes here and does great. But from what it looks like right now, I just feel like it's a bad mistake.
Mike, there is a lot of positive commentary out there on Ryan Silverfield. Some former guys that were connected to him, former Razorbacks, Travis Swanson, Bray Cook. They speak very highly of this guy. Those are two former linemen that really did some big things here. Why is Ryan Silverfield the right hire right now?
Well, because the people that have worked with him, players that have worked with him, talk about the things that you generally get from players, which is he's very thorough. When you do drills with this guy, he doesn't let you slack off. Going all the way back to high school, the best coach I ever had was a guy that would not let you do a bad rep. If you were going through a series of drills, I don't care if there was 8 guys lined up. If you went out and did it wrong, you came back and you kept doing it until you did it right. So they say he's very detailed-oriented like that. And then, of course, the school points out that he has all, he went to a bowl game all 6 years that he's been there. He's won 66% of his games. Over the last 3 years, he's had 2 10-win seasons, got one of the top winning percentages in the country over the last 3 years. So people point that out. But then there are people that also point out that he's never won a championship there. And when he plays in big games, he tends to lose big games. And around here, they want to win big games.
The hero you need, not always the hero you want. There were some delusions out there about maybe Matt Campbell, Alex Golish, Eric Morris, James Franklin. The list goes on and on and on. Mike, in short order, this guy has a lot of selling to do. How does he sell the Arkansas fan base, generate some excitement? Because I was in that building on Saturday. That was a rough-looking crowd.
Okay, he's got to go out and meet people. If I were him, the players get this NIL money anyway for some stuff they do. I'd take 3 or 4 of these guys. I'd go out to businesses. I would meet with people. I'd have a camera with me. You need to use the internet like Eric Musselman did. He always had a guy around him every time he did something. So it's on the internet. So yeah, here's Eric Musselman playing pickup basketball with some frat guys on campus. Here's Eric Musselman down at this restaurant, and he's shooting free throws because they got a goal set up, just stuff like that. That kind of, there may be 500,000 people or 600,000 living in this area, but this is a rural area at heart. People are just country around here. And country people like you to be friendly. They want to feel like you like them and they like you. And let's talk here. Let's don't walk around and ignore people. So that's part of what he has to do.
Peyton, as a former player, take me inside that locker room. What's that first team meeting like? What's spring practice like? What's training camp like? How does this get turned around? What does he have to do?
For the players' sake, I think that any breath of fresh air at this point is good for them. I mean, just because you have a new coach coming in, he's going to bring a new aura, new environment, which, you kind of have excitement that it's going to benefit you. Then the other side of it is what if it's not good for me? What if I go there and it doesn't fit what I do, his philosophy doesn't fit? So, there's a lot of skepticism, but I have to agree with Mike on this. Like, he's going to have to bring excitement. He's going to have to turn it around in a way that
there's a lot of work to be done, Peyton.
There's no doubt it's a hard sell, and I think it's a bad one. But we're here now. This is what we got.
What's bad?
Just the hire in general. I mean, and to me, the hiring general is bad. It seems like I said before, we always try to go down and get somebody that's really not proven, and we always do that at Arkansas for some reason, and I don't get it. We never go out there to try to make a statement, hey, we want to bring a guy in that's going to bring in the talent, it's going to, bring in the marketing and get some more NIL money. But, this year Arkansas was the best three-quarter team in the world. And then they always were, and they would lose in the fourth quarter. But to Petrino, he came in, and as an offensive standpoint, he played everybody close. We could have won every game we were in, but Notre Dame.
Pittman did the same thing.
Maybe Texas too.
Pittman did the same thing. I think it was 4-19.
But it was Pittman's team, and he took over, and he did the best that he could. And don't get me wrong, and I think Petrino would have came for less money. I just think you'd have came with a good defensive coordinator, and things would have worked out better. I firmly believe that.
It's not my money. I want them to go get the best hire. Petrino, Ryan Silverfield, Alex Golish, whoever it is. Quickly, Peyton. What makes a good year next year? It's 6-6. They get to a bowl game. Is that something you can build on quickly?
I'm ashamed that we're thinking about 6-6 any year. Shouldn't we think better?
Of course you should, but baby steps here. You got to take some baby steps.
There's always excuses here. There's always excuses at Arkansas. Oh, we don't have the money.
That's always excuse number one.
Okay, but then Hunter comes up and says, we haven't been competing for a national championship or a state championship. You've been there 7 years. Like, what else are you supposed, what have you been doing? I mean, that really ticks me off in a way that I'm about to lose it.
Next year, you got to play 9 conference games.
And Utah.
That's three non-conference games instead of 4. And then one of them is up against a Power 4 team. So now you got 2 built-in wins maybe. And then where do you go from there? How many SEC wins are you going to have? 2? That gets you to 4. I don't know. I think 4 to 5 wins might be a ceiling for next year.
No offense,
it's bad.
but why do you think we haven't won an SEC game in how long? That we can even win 2
Mississippi
next
State
year.
last year, I believe last
don't
October.
know.
Last time they won a conference.
We won 1 last year, right?
No, they won 2 or 3.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Got my
Yeah, they won 2, I think. Maybe 3.
They beat Mississippi State, and there was another team in there. I wasn't here, so
Okay.
as the kids say, I wasn't here. It didn't happen.
The thing what I'm trying to get to is that's really optimistic to me. Bringing in a new guy, don't really know what you're going to get. With the talent that I already have now, it's a mountain climb from here on out.
Auburn, they beat Mississippi State. Auburn, I think there was
Beat
one.
Florida, remember?
Florida as well last year.
Yeah.
All right. So they were getting it. Whatever it was, they won a couple. It wasn't good enough. I know you love Arkansas. We cannot ignore the elephant in the room here. There's a big portion of the fan base that's not happy. Why are they so mad?
They feel like they get left behind. They feel like their voice doesn't matter. I showed up at the game yesterday, and I know the weather was bad, and I know it was raining, it was cold, but there was nobody there. Nobody there to root on the Razorbacks, and it was a shame.
They don't have a lot to cheer for, in fairness.
Well,
I'm glad they came out for the seniors.
But why is that?
Because
why
they're losing.
do we not have a lot to cheer for?
Because they're losing.
Why are we losing?
Because there's been some type of disconnect between what it takes to win in modern college football and what Arkansas is doing.
Or
that's the plain and simple of it.
For 7 years, we have a athletic director that hasn't put forth his best foot to get the right guys in the right places.
He's raising money. Got Cal here. You think he's doing
a
below average job?
You think he brought Cal
your opinion.
here?
You
think he brought Cal here?
I think
Let's be honest.
I think he was told Cal wants the job. You're hiring him. Yes.
Okay, so that's not him bringing him here. Then that's him being told, "Hey, he's coming."
He's still in charge of it. But yes, I get it.
But go ahead. Sorry,
Mike. How should Ryan Silverfield feel about what he's seeing online here? It was a small protest, but granted, online there's some noise out there. He's walking into what feels like a little bit of a difficult situation.
Well, there's nothing you can do about it. I would be uncomfortable if I were him, but then I would say to myself, I got to do something to convince these people that they're wrong about me. So hopefully it will motivate him, because I've done this for 50 years. I've never seen a protest over a new hire. Now,
no matter how big or small.
Maybe there was only 20 kids out there, but it was 20 degrees, and they were motivated enough to go out there and protest. And I've never seen that before. So he's got to overcome that, and that's not something you take lightly. Mm-hmm. And I hope he doesn't try to just ignore it and act like it's not there, because it is there.
Mike, what's your intel on what went wrong in this college football search? Because to me, it feels like James Franklin, really strong target. Alex Golish, I can't tell anybody that there was an offer in place, but I do know there was a lot of interest It feels like Arkansas got to its third or fourth choice. How did that happen?
That's why a lot of people are mad, because they know they went after Franklin first. That didn't work out. Then who's next? It's hard to say. It might have been Morris at North Texas. It might have been Matt Campbell at Iowa State. But all along, what I kept hearing was that Silverfield was way down there on the list, that Golish would even be before that. And then Womack comes into the picture. And a lot of fans like that idea because of his ties to Arkansas, played here. His dad was the defensive coordinator here. He loves it here. He wanted to come back. They watched some of what Alabama did and liked his defense and all that. And I thought that was it. And then all of a sudden that talk stopped, and it started going to Golish. And then we all know now that wasn't going to happen. Arkansas was his backup plan. And the minute he got another offer, which in this case was Auburn, he's gone. So now I'm thinking, okay, it's Womack. Get up this Sunday morning and find out, no, it's Silverman.
Silverfield, yeah.
Silverfield, Silverman, Silverfish. I still have trouble with that.
Peyton, you're really passionate about Hunter Yurachek. We heard you talking about it a little bit earlier, that hey, it's a little disappointing to what the football team has become. And yes, that's a reflection of head coach. That's a reflection to the athletic director too. He got up there in front of the Little Rock Touchdown Club. That is a glorified pep rally. That's what that is. There's donors in there, there's fans, there's alumni, all of it. He said, we don't have the resources to compete for a national championship. Will they have it under Ryan Silverfield?
I don't see why they would. I mean, I don't know what has changed for people.
Part of the reasoning behind firing Sam Pittman was, well, we can't quite get behind him. Let's bring in somebody new, a voice that people can get behind.
But I think right away, why would we want what evidence is there for us to want to get behind him as big as, say, Vanderbilt or Indiana or Ole Miss? Yes. Well, what is? I mean, I understand if he came out next year and was 6-0, people are like, okay, well, we'll start giving him some more money. But starting out, I don't see why big boosters want to give money. It just seems like more of the same to me.
Mike, do you have any reason to believe that the university can find the resources needed? Because some of the commentary I hear whenever Hunter Yurachek talks about that third lane, that feels like a prayer of like, hey, can we please get some governing body over college football to make it a little bit more fair, as opposed to going out and finding the money?
Well, that's the big question, because Yurachek told me that after the press conference the day that they announced Petrino was going to take over for the remainder of the season, I talked to him afterward, and he told me the revenue sharing, it's called the House Court Settlement.
Yep.
And it was negotiated between the House, a federal judge, and this Power 4 committee of ADs, and they were going to take over this thing, and what they were going to do is they were going to say, okay, play for pay will be done through the schools. That is, you can raise your own money, but there has to be a cap on it. $20.5 million. And Yurachek told me they have not enforced, that went into effect last July 1st, but he said they really haven't enforced it until now. He said they're going to start enforcing it early January when this portal thing opens up, and he said then it's going to be about a cap, and you're not going to be able to go and just outspend people because you got more money. But I've had people tell me that's baloney. He's dreaming that you're still going to have big NIL money. And I know that every time we hear about a coach, they talk about, well, he gave him $8 million salary, but he's got $25 million NIL to deal with. So I don't know.
Peyton, if there's one change that is made with this Arkansas football program, whatever, facilities, certain type of players, certain type of coaching staff, the money, whatever it is, man. Hey, you're the associate AD right here, Peyton Hillis, Arkansas. What change you making?
Well, I can't be a head coach now, so it had to be NIL money.
Sure.
It had to be NIL money. I mean, honestly.
Would you rather have a big-time NIL budget or a big-time coach?
I think
Why can't you have both?
Well, that's what I've been saying this whole time. But at the same time, you look at Vanderbilt, like I said, Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, Indiana, they just got a great head coach first.
Yep.
And then the money came in.
Exactly.
So
sometimes you got to spend.
But I don't see
money.
a great head coach here. What are we talking
29-9 in 3 years. That's pretty good. Okay. That's pretty good. He's throwing his hands in the air. Look at it. That's passion. Okay. You people see that? Now, this guy cares. Look how much he cares.
Listen. All right. Memphis beat Arkansas this year, correct?
They did.
On a fluke.
They did.
On a fluke. On a fluke.
Still won the game.
How many SEC games did Arkansas win this year?
Zippo.
Okay. So that shows how great Memphis was last year. in a conference where they should beat the teams they should beat.
They were 4-4.
And they lost to a lot of teams this year that they shouldn't have lost to. UAB. And I love Alex Mortensen. You know what I mean? I would never talk bad. Yes.
He didn't have much luck.
No.
Maybe he could be the offensive coordinator here. Who knows? Alex Mortensen could be. Call him up, Peyton.
I mean, Alex is a great guy. And I mean, I don't think he's there yet. I mean, I think he will be. I mean, he's worked really hard for a lot of organizations here over the past years. But I'm just saying, Memphis goes to UAB. They were on a college football playoff run. They were there. They had to beat UAB and I think play Tulane or something afterwards, and they lost. And when the big games happened, they lost, and that worries me. I'm not saying they can't change. I'm not saying they can't come here and have a big winning program, but I just don't see it at this point.
Mike, the number one change you got to make.
First year, I don't know. Second year, if you win, I'm all over it.
Yeah,
but
right.
This year, man, I'm pretty skeptical.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
You think we'll get to a bowl game next year?
No.
It's so hard to tell, right? I mean, we're going to, guys, get ready. A whole new coaching staff. You know, you're talking 1 or 2 coaches retained. You're talking 40 new players.
9-win conference schedule
Yeah.
instead of 8. That reduces you to 3 non-conference games, and one of those has to be against a Power 4 school, so you got 2 maybe guaranteed wins. Where are you going to get your other wins from? Maybe you win, if you got lucky and won your Power 4 game, non-conference, and you won 1 or 2 non-conference games, you might get to 5, but you're not going to a bowl game.
It can be done, and this guy is a winner. You can argue that, hey, well, why didn't they hire a Power 4 coach, or why didn't they have more money, or why did they strike out, or whatever. He's a winner. 50-25 at Memphis. I understand there's some frustration. Well, why didn't we get Alex Golesh, or why didn't we get James Franklin, or why didn't we get Matt Campbell, or why didn't Nick Saban and John Gruden, why didn't those guys want the job?
Why didn't they hire Petrino?
But Petrino's 20-30 since 2018.
He was, okay, with our team this year,
20
look how competitive he at least
He's
was.
2-8 in Louisville. He's got a losing record as a head coach since he lost Lamar Jackson.
Okay, that's a big loss.
I got the facts.
That's a big loss. You're talking about one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL right now. He loses him. That's a big deal. That is a big deal. Any program always starts with a head coach and a quarterback.
Offensive coordinator here next year? I don't think it's.
Oh my gosh!
I think that's a 1% thing. But
I would still say put him an offensive coordinator anywhere.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's one of the greatest. I mean,
Irwin.
yeah, right. Hey,
Mike,
I agree with Mike on that one.
Look, bring up the picture. The guy's getting off the plane. Kane Womack is not coming to town.
No.
The guy, look, he's got the logo on. It is done.
But you could have hired Womack, and if you could have got Petrino, but you like Alex Mortensen, that was the word. He was going to bring Alex with him as offensive coordinator.
All right, we shall see.
Won't happen.
Mike Irwin, Peyton Hillis, breaking it down.